Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Monica. I'm a tarot reader and astrologer, and today I am doing my new deck interview spread with the Somnia Tarot, which arrived in the mail only yesterday. I've had my eyes out on this deck for quite a while now. I think it came out about a year ago or a year and a half ago, and due to the prohibitive shipping costs from the United States to Australia, and really from anywhere else in the world to Australia, I very rarely purchase decks from overseas. But it came up for sale as a second-hand deck in a local tarot Facebook group, and I bought it instantly. I don't mind that it is second-hand, and it is in excellent condition for a second-hand tarot deck. I don't think the person that sold it used it very much. So I will do my 6-card new deck interview spread as a way to bond with this tarot deck, to get a feel for it, its energy, to see what it has to say to me, really, to have a conversation with it, and to start that process where I not only familiarize myself with the tarot deck, but I form a bit of a bond with it. The reason I particularly was drawn to this tarot deck is there's something in the imagery that really appeals to me, and I can't put my finger on it. It's not your usual tarot deck. The Somnia Tarot was created by an artist by the name of Nicolas Bruno, and I have here the little white book that comes as part of the tarot deck, and in the introduction to it, it says that the Somnia Tarot is an exploration of the subconscious through photography, sculpture, costume design, and dream journaling. Now, from what I have read online, Nicolas Bruno created all the props for this tarot deck and did all the photographic work. It is a photographic tarot deck where he explored some of his dreams and nightmares, but also he had issues with sleep paralysis, and that particular experience has really informed this tarot deck. So I just wanted to give that really brief introduction to it. Now, I've gone through and I've shuffled it to make sure that, that it just needs to have a really good shuffle through. And without delaying it any further, I'm going to start giving it another shuffle as I focus on my 6 questions for the new deck interview spread. If you have not watched my new deck interview spreads videos before, the 6 questions are: first card, what are you here to teach me? Second card, how can I best work with you? Third card, what are your strengths as a tarot deck? Fourth card, what are your limitations? Fifth card, what will our relationship be like? And sixth card, what is your guidance for me as a tarot reader? Okay, let's cut. Rightio. First card, what are you here to teach me? The 6 of Cups. To me, the Six of Cups is a card of connection. Connection with something from the past. This card to me has an almost folky feel to it, with the figures out in the field. One is pouring water, and I think the well in the background gives it that energy of almost like a peasant feel, right? Because how many people in the world, at least, you know, here in the Western world, would use a well like this to get their water, right? None of us do, unless you live in a remote setting, and even there people have, you know, plastic water tanks and concrete tanks and things like that. Essentially, what I'm getting the vibe with this card is that it's here to teach me ancestral connection, right? The Six of Cups is a card of a bond. A bond, if it's a person, it's with someone that holds special significance into my life. But I'm also getting this as, in a wider context, as a connection with, you know, my ancestral roots, right? And it is a card of balance, reciprocity, reciprocal give and take as well, but with that emotional feeling undertone that the Cups is known for in a tarot deck. So that's the first card. What are you here to teach me? The second card is, how can I best work with you? The Queen of Coins. Beautiful. So the Queen of Coins lets me know that to best work with this tarot deck, I need to be very grounded. That's really the first thing that comes to mind. To best work with a tarot deck like the Somnia Tarot, I need to be very, very grounded, very down to earth. The Queen of Coins is someone that is pragmatic, right? There's pragmatism here. It's not about touchy-feely. It's not even about intuition or anything like that. It's about being solid, being firmly planted in the material world. This is not a deck that I would work with well if I don't have those qualities. So for example, if I'm upset, if I am highly biased and subjective towards a particular issue or a topic, our working relationship will not be so well. And I have a feeling I know why that is. The Queen of Coins invites pragmatism and invites me to be present in the body, right? This is about the material things, including our bodies. You know, what can be more tangible and more material, more solid, more dense than our own flesh and blood, than the body that our soul inhabits. So to best work with the Somnia Tarot, I need to embody that. I need to be solid myself, to be grounded, to be pragmatic, down to earth. Okay, so that's the second card. The third question, what are your strengths as a deck? Let me just move these down a bit. Strengths as a tarot deck. The Nine of Cups. Wow. What a strength to have the Nine of Cups. Essentially the wish card in the tarot. The Nine of Cups is on one hand a card of having your wishes manifest true. It's a card of great opportunistic luck. You know, things, having basically everything that your heart desires, right? So this deck has the potential to manifest things for me in a very auspicious and beneficial way. Also, the Nine of Cups talks to me about, if we think about numerology and numerological order in the tarot, with number 9, we're reaching the end of a journey, and the cups are all about our emotions and our feelings. And if you put those two together, it's about emotional fulfillment through maturity. It's not so much happy-go-lucky or anything like that, but it is about reaching a particular stage in life where one is emotionally content because they have manifested what they wish to manifest in their life. So this is a huge strength in a tarot deck. Like, it's a really supportive card to receive. It's telling me this deck has certainly strengths, but in a very positive way for me to work with it. That's how I'm seeing that. And of course, I'll be taking some time more in depth to sit with this card, because I feel, you know, with this tarot deck, this is what's drawn me into it. I feel like there's just such a richness in the imagery of these cards. They're incredibly rich, but you've got to sit with it and journal with it and go within the card. I almost want to build this and to feel it. Right, so that's the third card. Strength as a deck. Limitations. What are your limitations? The Ace of Coins is a limitation. One of the things that comes to mind is that aces are about new beginnings and starting something new. And as a limitation, I think it's warning me not to be superficial or shallow in my dealings with this deck. And in no means did I intend to do that anyway. The energy of this deck holds so much tremendous substance. It's not a very light deck. It's not a superficial deck. It's not a deck that is all light and love. You can tell from the colors and the imagery. And as a limitation, the Ace of Coins, it's like, you know, aces are like the very beginnings of a journey. And it's letting me know it doesn't appreciate working with it in that very small way, right? Ace is a number 1 is a small number, with number 9 and number 10 being like the bigger numbers. And with the ace, we're like at the very, very beginning, that very, very first step of a journey. And it's letting me know, you know, if I was to use it in a superficial way, I will not get much out of this tarot deck. This is what comes to mind. Again, I will have to really sit with this. I'm feeling like every single card I've drawn so far is spot on, and yet I need to sit with it and really dig into the answer. You know, like go in the ground, go beneath, you know, where this casket is opened. I need to sort of climb into it and do a bit of journeying beneath the ground. Okay, so that's card number 4. Card number 5, what will our relationship be like? At the top of the spread is the Emperor. The first major, and one of power, one of authority, and what an interesting imagery for the Emperor. I'm going to have to really think about the imagery here and why this heavy weight is hanging above the Emperor's head. It looks very ominous in some ways. And the clouds, you know, like the whole image is very atmospheric, as many of these images are. But the bottom line is that our relationship will be solid. I feel so lucky to have seen this come up for sale as a second-hand deck, which meant I could afford it. I'm so lucky that it is in such a good condition, because I'm going to take this tarot deck and work with it all the way until I think I leave this earthly realm. A relationship that is, I've said solid before. It's about authority. It's about knowledge and leadership and wisdom and power, right? It's a very, very strong relationship. That's how I'm getting, how I'm reading this card in the context of the question. It's a very, very important relationship. The first major card out of the spread. And finally, what is your guidance for me as a tarot reader? The Two of Swords. You know what this is saying? This is saying, trust your intuition, woman. Listen to your heart. And I know how cliche that sounds in the spiritual world. Do not get me wrong. And yet it is so true. Because the person in this card isn't using the eyes, isn't seeing outwardly. They're seeing inwardly. Inwardly? I'm not sure I can even say that, because I'm getting what this card is about. The Two of Swords is about pause and stillness and listening to that inner voice, our inner guidance. That even if it's not silenced in our childhood, and for most of us, including myself, it's certainly, let's just say that cultural norms and societal norms and family expectations certainly did their best to silence that voice. So even if it's not silenced in childhood, the way that life is lived for a great part of the world, that superficial rush to attain superficial things that leave us hollow and empty and depressed or anxious, be it through status or acquiring of material goods, that way of living isn't conducive to listening to what our heart and our soul tells us. What a powerful spread. I really, really feel like this new deck interview spread has been a really potent one for me as the gateway to working with the Somnia Tarot. I'm not sure if I'll be reading with this tarot deck for clients. Not for a very long time, I don't think. But when I do so, watch out. When I have worked and understood this tarot deck and bonded with it, it will be a formidable, powerful ally. That's the Emperor there, that's our relationship. So it's late in the evening now, and I'm going to wrap up this video here. I'm going to take my time and drink my jasmine tea and just really sit with these cards. And as always, until my next video, I thank you so much for watching. I thank you for supporting my channel, and I hope to see you again at the next video. Thank you.